Hello and welcome back to our reading lessons on week 3, lesson 6. And today what we're going to be looking at is, can I retrieve and infer information from the text? So here I've got an extract from chapter 11. You might want to, we're looking at chapter 11 today in our reading session later, so you might want to come out of here and have a listen to that. But I'll read what we have on here. Okay, so the mad clanging of bells was coming from way up in the tower that rose from the middle of the cathedral. Shouts and the sounds of people running reached them. Attack, we're under attack, come on, hand out the weapons. Cats, Doobie, it's the cats. Zoe ran into the cathedral. She was amazed. The same people that had seemed such a mess to her before were now quickly and efficiently organised into an army. Weapons were being passed out as Spat and Munchkin shouted instructions. Groups of 10 or so were running off to guard various doors and passages. Doobie stood in the middle of it all, satisfied that they were working as he'd taught them to. He spotted Zoe. She tried to turn, but he grabbed her arm. Come with me, Zoe, it'll be all right. Zoe felt comforted by his calm voice and hated herself for it. She was even comforted by the painful grip on her arm. It stopped her having to think about what to do. But when she thought of what he'd done to the poor cat, she felt sick. Suddenly, William stood ranting at the top of the choir stalls. Eli is almost swallowed up, he yelled, his eyes wild. Lincoln and Norwich stand trembling on the brink of Udan Adan. His shouts of nonsense added to the urgency. The wheels of Albion are turning, vast and invisible. Then he saw Zoe. Zoe, I've remembered. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Dr. Foster, go west, Zoe, go west. Zoe stared at William, but Doobie rushed up to her. Take this, he said, and thrust an awful-looking pike staff into Zoe's hands. It was literally a museum piece. Just shove it at anyone who gets too close, right? No, I don't want it, she protested. If you want to live, you'd better come with me. And with that, Doobie grabbed an ancient-looking sword with a huge curving blade and ran for the stairs to the tower. He pulled Zoe after him. Zoe had no choice but to follow, gripping the pike grimly. Udan Adan is a lake, not of waters, but of spaces, William went on with his mad shouting, though no one was listening. On its islands are the mills of Satan, but to the west lies Golganuza, the city of salvation. There they are, Doobie shouted. They stood at the window about halfway up the tower of the cathedral. From there they had a clear view of a mob carrying similarly brutal weapons, heading fast towards them. What are you going to do? Asked Zoe, her heart thumping. She'd never been in anything like this in Norwich. Just watch. This should be simple enough. Doobie was incredibly calm. Once again, Zoe wondered who he was and where he was from. He was only a little older than she was. The cats are desperate. They've only got a little zit of an island left now. It's higher than here, but there's barely enough room to turn round. One big wave this winter, and they're dead. They've tried this many times, but they're weak now. Why don't you just let them stay here? Asked Zoe. Not enough room. Tough, but that's how it is. We've got a few too many here ourselves. Still, this fight should help our numbers drop a bit. Zoe was horrified at the bluntness of what he said. Below them, the army of the cats met the eels on the green in front of the cathedral. Aren't we going to help? Asked Zoe. No, said Doobie. We've got this under control. Okay, things are getting very interesting in the Floodland novel. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and answer the questions on the slide. So you put the short date down on your paper and answer the questions. So I'll just read them through quickly. So number 1, why do you think they rang the cathedral bells? Number 2, find 2 adverbs that describe how the army was organised. So remember, adverbs describe verbs. Which 2 characters was shouting instructions, so 2 characters there. Question 4, how did Doobie feel and why did he feel like that? Question 5, how did Zoe feel when Doobie spoke to her? Number 6, why do you think she hated herself for feeling this way? Number 7, William talks about Udon Adan. What is this? Question 8, provide 2 reasons why the cats are attacking. Question 9, why won't Doobie give them any land? Question 10, why do you think Zoe is surprised that Doobie is only a few years older than her? And finally, question 11, Zoe has mixed emotions about Doobie. Based on what you have read so far, choose 2 contracting emotions she might feel for him. Explain your reasoning. So 2 opposite emotions, so like love and hate. Okay, I'll move that out the way. So if you would like to pause the video now and answer the questions. Okay, and for this lesson, I've provided you with some of the answers to the questions. So if you want to check what you've wrote against possible answers, and then that way you can mark your own work and maybe look back at the ones that you didn't get and see if you understand them now. And finally, if you want to upload your work to Dojo, so myself and Mr. Short can look at it. See you next time.